Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Highlights Show. Manchester United, you're killing me. You are killing me. Where's the style of play in today's game? Where you have Sir Jim Ratcliffe sitting there, ratifying, not even being approved yet, with Dodgy Dave watching you guys. With 36% possession in total over Spurs, with a better team on the team sheet than Spurs, that missing 6 key players. Manchester United had 9 shots on target and Spurs has 16. That is unbelievable, actually. Total shots, actually. 6 versus 16. Shots on target. Manchester United only had 2 shots on targets, and those 2 shots on target came on the goals. What was positive about this one in the first half, at least? Both strikers scored and assisting each other. But if you look at the overall game stats, we were totally overrun in that midfield. Overall in the game, in a total passes, Manchester United had 304 passes, while Spurs had 538 passes, and pass completion 232 by Manchester United and 481 by Spurs. That kind of gives you a little bit of a insight how this game actually went. We had a golden opportunity today to actually show that we can play football. All we want to do as Manchester United fans, see good football. Of course, there was moments when you feel a little bit nervy. You feel like, okay, we played well in certain passes, but we invited them. We invited them and started to think that we can hit them on the break by utilizing that high line. But that never paid off. According to my opinion, it was a total failure. According to my opinion, we never dominated that game. If you just look at the stats. That midfield again was wide open. It was like a tiki-taka handball football, back and forward. Now you go, I go. Now you go, I go. But what bothers me most that we don't control the game. First half, okay, we up 2-1, fine, fantastic, 2-1. But it was a nervy first half. When you go up 1-0 with in the first 2 minutes, beautiful goal, by the way, by Rasmus Hojlund, and beautiful backheel flick by Rashford. But I don't believe that Rashford never intended to do that. Rashford was kind of a little bit selfish trying to finish that goal. And you could see how they kind of interchanged each other, almost hit each other, but it was kind of a freakish back flick. But what a shot by Rasmus Hojlund. That was the positive. Second goal by Rashford was also beautiful taken. But how can you come out in the second half after the team speech, knowing that you're 2-1 up? And by the way, 2-1 is the most vulnerable score in football, according to my opinion. And Spurs does the same thing to us, what we did to them in the first half. 2 minutes. What easy? How easy could that just cut through? Bang, 2-2. And from there on, the game never changed. It was just lackluster performance, lukewarm, according to my opinion. I don't see any style of play here. I don't see what Ten Hag is trying to do. Okay, you bring in Scott McTominay. Okay, today Scotty was okay. He did some good tackles. But the most positive thing in the second half was to see Licha come back in. Johnny Evans was kind of guilt for the 2-2 goal. He caught himself sleeping on the back heel. He caught his back heel. But, Romero was just cutting through, like, Bentancur as well. And again, we were sleeping at the back. So hope to God, moving forward now, we can see Varane playing with Licha and the introduction of Casemiro, which we never saw today. To sub up Rashford against, Anthony Dos Santos so late. Ten Hag, your in-game management sucks. Honest to God, it sucks. So what I have to say here, a draw feels like a loss for United at this point. We could not afford a loss. We needed a win. We needed a win for the fans, for our morality. So welcome back to this therapy session. We've been here before. If you expect to hear positive things from me today, you won't. Because I said it on the new year. I fell out of love with this team. So I said, prove me wrong for the remaining of the season that you can play ball. There was moments that could play ball, but the remainder was just, That midfield doesn't work. Eriksen in all glory, you lost your legs. We were never winning this game. Welcome to the therapy session. Sit tight back. I have a beautiful panel coming in. I have Jarvis coming in here. Hopefully, we'll have some call in shows as well. It's been McCreevy, having Marseille, and hopefully, we can make your day a little bit better. Let's get ready to rumble.
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world
on MUFC Realist TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
And we're sitting here again and again and again, so many times. Press record, win, lose, draw. We are here, Jarvis, always for you guys, Manchester United fans all around the world. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Let us know your feelings in the chat below. But Jarvis, do you love this team, or what did you see today? Are you feeling like me, my opening statement? We never were in control in this game. We didn't have control. We didn't see out this game, even going up 2-1. We didn't go for the kill. What went wrong, Jarvis? What did you see in your opinion? Talk to me, Jarvis. Make it make sense to me, please.
Yeah, when we played in the first half, okay, it's an open-ended game. We do the one thing that we can, and that is trying to play on the transition. We take every possible chance to try to transist, try to counterattack. We have players like Bruno, we have players like even Maino Eriksson. They try to the killer pass, the Hollywood pass all the time. So it ends up with the game shifting side to side all the time. So we go in a way toe to toe, head to head against Spurs, and they are better than us in playing this type of football. So in a way, we were lucky being up 2-1 after the first half. They created bigger chances. They created more chances. They had 10 shots on goal. We had 4 shots on goal. We were up 2-1 at halftime. Yeah. So I went to Papi's channel, to the watch along. Spoke to the guys. I said, in second half, I hope Ten Hag talks to them, get them to calm down a little bit, take the ball down, try to play some sideways passes, take down the tempo. Sometimes you don't have to take every opportunity to try the counter attack, but we didn't. We just go on and try the same thing over and over again. And you could see after 70 minutes, all the players, even Spurs, were knackered. The game was even actually over at that time. And yeah, I would say so. But at the end, we had a huge chance by Mac-Useless. He was open on goal, a header from 5 meters, and he didn't even hit the goal. He didn't have a man around. He was all by himself. And yet again, we see this useless spaghetti of a player. He has nothing to contribute with this team. He's not good enough. I'm sick of seeing him in this team. And it tells all when all Ten Hag can do is put on McTominay yet again. I have lost faith in the manager at the moment, because I don't think he has no in-game management, and he can't change up his tactics. It's either play transition or nothing. And you can't be like this playing in the Premier League. You have to have more strings to play on than just that one string. Boom, boom, boom. Counterattack. That's it. So for me, I can't see Ten Hag surviving this season. He's not good enough. I feel that he's losing it.
I think so too. I mean, tranquilo. I can hear that from the byline. Like, there was communication in Spanish between Garnacho and Dalot. Tranquilo means calm down, like easy. But yeah, I mean, even they could have scored a beautiful self-on header goal, like if you remember. When the woodward. But you know what? I'm just deeply disappointed because, this kind of paves the rest of the season. I think the gap is too big now to catch up. Like,
Yeah.
this was an opportunity to come back and show us, like, Nana, why did you stay here to play? Like, you could have gone to AFCON, but you stay there. Of course, the first goal, the corner goal from the header from Richarlison, that was a beautiful corner, like, and that was a beautiful header. There was nothing nobody could have done. But I just look at the second half defense, like, we're coming off, like, from the pep talk, coming out in the second half, 2 minutes in the game, and they just cut through like nothing. And Johnny Evans gets stuck on his back heel. Like, I don't know who scored the goal. I can't remember. I was so upset.
Bentancur.
It was just FIFA PlayStation. Just go like whoop, 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 easy, like, press the X button and go through, right? But I don't see what we're doing. I don't see what is the plan on the pitch. I didn't see any pressing in the first half. There was non-existent. The only one that was pressing was Bruno Fernandes. And he didn't have a bad game after all. He assisted in the first goal with a beautiful pass, by the way. But there was no urgency. There was no movement. There was no intensity. There was no... there was just lukewarm performances and players. I don't know if they were instructed to sit back, but you're playing at Old Trafford, man. You're playing at Old Trafford. And they come to Old Trafford with a weakened squad. Right now, they even call us, but still they know how to play ball and how to play, even how to play out of the press. We didn't hardly could play out of the press in the first half, in my opinion. We got stuck. So you can see, like,
yeah,
complete Manchester United 132, and they had 481 passes completed. Sucks.
Yeah,
I always say, like, a draw feels like a loss for me in this game, but I know you predicted a 2-2 Jarvis, so big up to you, man. You said 2-2.
Well, I'm not happy with predicting the right result. Of course, I would have a win, And
what's the VR room saying? What's the people saying?
Yeah, but I see. I just want to take up this comment from Byron, and he respect, but I disagree. I heard some conversations when Sir Alex joined. Yeah, you may be right. Maybe I'm just talking out of my emotions, but I have been talking about this with Ten Hag for a long time about his in-game management, because he never changed his tactics up in halftime. He can't. He doesn't have the ability to change the way the players are playing, and that worries me a lot. And his subs are very predictable. He always subs in. Let's say if we have McTominay and Anthony on the bench, he will sub them in, and his subs always comes in late, and he never changed things up. And that worries me, because if you see other managers like Pep or Klopp, they have some in-game management. They change things up. If they're down by halftime, okay, we do a little tweak here, do a little tweak there, we put in him or put him in, and something changes. But with Ten Hag, it never changes. And that worries me when it comes to Ten Hag. And that's why I don't think he will survive in this league, because this league is the top, highest level of everything.
But maybe
the competitiveness of the Premier League is so high that you can't be passive as a manager. You need to be active.
No, you don't have time to be like, to experiment. It's not a laboratorium. But one thing that strikes me is, again, that nobody's talking about is basically like, who you trust and who you surround yourself with, right? You're not single-handedly selecting the teams, and you have people whispering in your ear, like, if I say, I go to you, Jarvis, what should I do here? What should I do? You have your assistant coaches telling you, like, and they fail him over and over again. So you better trust your own abilities, like, And I said it, like, I don't particularly like, everyone knows I don't like McTominay. He's a good ambassador, brand ambassador. He talks a good game. Sometimes he comes in and does good cameos. I mean, his substitution in the second half, yes, he was a little bit aggressive. We need a little bit of a fighting grit, like, and the introduction of Leach showed a little bit more confidence in the back line. But, at the end of the day, we never sort of, where's the Manchester United? Like, where is that attack, go for it? The system today was more to sit back, not press, defend, and just hit him on the counter. That's what I saw. That's what I saw. You can just look at the stats overall. Like, we had 2 shots on target, and those 2 shots went on goal. But they had 6 shots on targets. How many corners did they have? How many corners did we have? Right,
8 or 9, maybe 10. But one thing I sent you a message. We talked about Bruno, for example. Bruno
Yeah.
is a good example because he always try to hit the Hollywood pass, as we like to call it. You all know what I'm talking about.
Mm.
And sometimes he doesn't understand the opportunity, especially when he drops really deep. Even when he's really deep, he tries the Hollywood pass, and the chances to getting one of those passes through are slim to none. Sometimes
Mm.
maybe 1 out of 25, 1 out of 30. So it ends up with us being extremely wasteful in possession, and
Mm.
when we lose the ball, okay, we open up and we invite Spurs into the game and counter us again. So it's a transition on the transition, and we keep playing the transition on the transition all the time. And
Yeah.
and 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 we are gambling because we are playing a high stake game of poker, and they had the best hand, and I didn't like us doing that.
No,
We,
I
we,
just want
we
to add
didn't
this
play
to the stage. Yeah.
even a slight sense of control.
Yeah, just to sort of display, like, 2 goals, 2-2, of course, 36 possession, Manchester United, Spurs 64, 304 to total passes, where they had 538 passes, 232 passes completed, 480, 481. What that tells the story. They outplayed us in every single aspect, right?
Mhm.
They did. But if we
They did.
go currently, if you look at the table, we had a chance to at least come close to the top four. 1 point, okay, it's a point. But if you look at the overall last 5 games, draw, loss, win, loss, draw. So at least we didn't lose. If we were lost, that would be the 10 loss of the season for Ten Hag. So I don't know, man. I just feel a little bit disappointed. Just I don't know, guys. What are you guys saying? Good evening. What are you saying here, guys? Welcome to the stream, by the way. Welcome to the
Sanjay.
therapy session. Let's talk about it, guys. Cool and composed. I always say that I never like to sort of express my opinions coming out hot after a game. It's always better to do a stream like 24 hours when you go back, look at it, and but you can sort of report what you're seeing right now. So good evening to you, Sanjay, as well. Yeah, Byron and said also he predicted 2-2 as well. Big up to you, Byron. Captain
Yeah.
Cayman is here. Lucky Singh, big up to you. You said I would take him 1 point. I'd take 1 point at the time, Manchester United. It feels a little bit like this, guys. It feels like, have we kind of forgotten about the season? Does it feel like we are just, since we fell out, like, Europa, it feels like a little bit, yeah, right. Let's just see this season through, right? One FA Cup left. I mean, the FA Cup, whoever that should be, there should be an easy walk through the park. We have one more FA Cup game. I mean, we had the 4th round, but the remaining of the fixtures, like we're playing Wolves away, we have Villa away, we're playing, we have West Ham at home as well. So I don't see, like, us. I don't know, man. I don't know. McTominay just need header it down, and that was it. That's it.
Yeah.
It could be 3-2.
I would say that header is probably somewhere in between 0.5 to 0.7, and when it comes to xg, and it's almost as big as a penalty kick in a way, because he's not marked at all, and he don't even get the ball on goal, and that's a big problem. McTominay, oh my god.
Yeah, but other than that, like, what's the positives of the first half? According to me, there was the positives from the first half, in my opinion, was actually to see Rasmus Hojlund banging that screamer, like, actually,
Yeah.
that the 2 strikers actually finally, and Rashford scored the goal, like, but from there on, you thought that, oh, this will be a great confidence booster going into the second half, like, there was one moment where we actually invited them, like we were just sitting back after 1-0, and we invited them to do the 1-1, but there's nothing you could have done with that corner. It was beautiful corner, beautiful header. It came up from nowhere. Like, of course, you have Richarlison a little bit taller than the other smaller players. But the mistake that we did, that we didn't control, we didn't really go for the game. We didn't really have the intensity or tempo. We just sat back a bit, So I think we were kind of lucky to get that 2-1 before the first half. But when I say 2-1, at least go out there and defend the 2-1 lead and go for the kill, like go for the 3-1, right? So for me, the second half, they won the second half, according to my opinion. They were totally dominant at us in the second half, and we were just sitting back. We looked like you said, 70 minutes in, we looked like, everyone would look like knackered, like including Spurs. But if you looked at their bench, what did they have? Like, nothing. You looked at our bench. At least I was expecting Casemiro to come in, but no, didn't.
Yeah, but
We didn't
when
have.
it comes to this, and this is, I said this before, but I will say it again. If you can't trust the players you have on the bench to come in and run their socks off for 10 minutes, why do we even have them in the squad? Because we saw some of our players, they were knackered. Rashford, he was starting to cheat on his defensive marking from the 75 minutes. You saw him walking. He was walking into Hojlund's position and pushing Hojlund to do the running so he could stand up front and just breathe. He didn't run back. He was cheating in his marking. As a coach, I'm not the manager of Man United, but I can see it with my
No.
own eyes that he started to cheat on his marking after 75 minutes, and we keep him on until the 88 minutes. So we basically play with one less player for over 10 minutes, and the manager doesn't address this. For me, it's incredible.
I'm still not impressed with Rashford as of yet. I mean, he's got so much to prove. There was still individual brilliance. Marcus Rashford trying to prove a point. I mean, if you look at the 1-0 goal, his intent was to do it himself, 100%. The second goal was a beautiful backheel 1-2 with Hojlund. So I'm happy with that. But there's a long way to go with the informed Rashford that we saw last season with 30 goals. We have like 21 games left to play. I mean, how many goals have he scored now? 4 or 3 years, So at the end of the day, yeah. The problem is the midfield, like, Kobe Mainoo, you can't play Kobe Mainoo every single game. And I don't think that's the plan for Ten Hag either, right? What happened to Amrabat? Where is Amrabat? He's on AFCON, of course. What happened to Casemiro? Is it too early to introduction? 100%. But did you see Christian Eriksen make any sense in this game today? Or I just thought we lost a little bit of the midfield battle. Like, there was no pressing. As I said, from Eriksen, where you get with Eriksen, there's no pressing. You get a little bit of the technical ability. But I thought he was a little bit invincible today, in a certain sense.
Yeah, but the thing is, the way we play, we could have played with Frenkie de Jong instead of Eriksen, and it would be the same outcome, because we don't use the player's ability. We don't play the ball on the ground. We always try to play direct. And as fast as we get the ball, it's to turn on the half turn and try to play direct up front, and that's the only thing, and that's not Eriksen's game. So I'm not defending Eriksen. He had a bad game, but it wasn't his type of tactics and game. And if this was Ten Hag's game plan, why did he pick Eriksen in the first place?
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the chat, guys. Let's go. This is welcome to the therapy session. Some people reckon 2-2 is a lucky draw. Some people say, okay, we survived. I'd say, like, when you play at Old Trafford, what we expect is a win at least, right? So, quarter cold again at the start of the second half. 100%. That's what happens. That's the Manchester United flu. You come out leading and come out catching a cold, sleeping. And this happens so many times, unfortunately. How many times we've seen that, in the second half? Either we go totally sleeping, like somebody slipped a sleeping pill, and we could see the goal and we have an uphill battle instead of just going forward and protecting that lead. And so, yeah, I mean, I agree what you're saying with Ten Hag there. Like, I'm starting to doubt a little bit about his in-game management. Of course, it's not there. I'm starting to wonder who is whispering in his ear. Like, why would you not be able to look and play your best team in the second half? Do you want to win this game? Can't you see what's going on the field? A lot of managers, what you said, have tactical awareness. They kind of read the game, like Pep, like you Klopp, like everyone else can see, and they can switch it up like that. Like, and why would you wait to the final, like, it's 80 minutes or whatever? Doesn't it really make sense to sub up Rashford for Anthony Dos Santos? I don't know, man. I seriously don't know. But listen, what the comments are saying. We almost a full team back now, and they perform like at home against Spurs. They're missing 6 key players, and that was kind of my point as well, guys.
Yeah.
Lillis United, big up to you, man. This team is shite. I can't read this. Orangurai is trash. I can't really read this, man. I'm sorry, Lillis. Mid-table Chester, what you're saying. I don't know. This season for me, it's just a weird one. I don't know, what are we as a team? Jarvis, what are we as a team? I can't really define it. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to sort of, you wake up today, you feel great. It's a game. You get pumped up, and then you start thinking, wait a minute, what are we today? What are we trying to become? Right? What is Manchester United in 2024? And the answer is, I don't know. I just don't know. It's
Yeah.
like you don't know what you're gonna get. Like, you know, what I'd least expect at Old Trafford is to see some good football, some good performance. I mean, we look like the you know the I don't know, man. We let them boss us, like Nerdin said in the pre-match
Yeah.
warm up.
Yeah, and this Spurs team, this one of the better Spurs teams for a long, long time, and
Yeah,
they have
without
good
Kane.
players. We saw
Without
this Pedro Porro. His corner kicks, probably one of the best corner kicks in the Premier League. So hard coming in, fast,
Mm,
and I really was impressed by Romero. How he pushes forward. He's not afraid. He has courage. So they have a lot of good players in a
mm,
way, but as you mentioned, they are
yeah.
missing a lot of players, and we should praise ourselves happy today because they played with Timo Werner and not
Oh,
Son
oh God,
on the left wing. Because if Son had played today, we would have lost.
they
I'm
would be
100%
punished.
sure.
Yeah,
Because Werner, he had so much space, and he's so wasteful. He's so
he
bad
dragged
at
it.
finishing. That guy, oh my God, we dodged a bullet with him, with
I almost,
not signing him.
yeah. He dragged it wide. He dragged it left. He dragged it high. So I made a joke there, like he's a drag queen.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway, Byron comes in with a valid question. 58 minutes, 63, 88 minutes subtimes. What's wrong with that? It's not about that. It's about who you subbing in. Like, you know, it's about, do you want to win this game? Can you read this game? I think that is what you're trying to say, Jarvis.
yeah, but the thing is with the game plan, if we start with Ericsson and we want to play all out gung ho, what we could might as well start it with McTominay and brought
Yeah.
in Ericsson when the players have run their legs off, and we were ready to play the ball on the ground. So
Yeah.
in a way we do the opposite. And when it comes to Rashford, you saw him for 10 minutes, he just walked around and he was breathing heavy. He got a something in his thigh. He was tackled and he was limping. And even then, we couldn't sub him off for 10, 15 minutes. So in a way, and the Evans, I was a little bit skeptical to sub off Evans because Spurs look deadly on corner kicks, and Evans is one of our best in aerial duels. So I don't like the subs, but okay, the timings of the sub, maybe you are right, but we have 5 subs, and the players were knackered. Why did we
Yeah.
only sub 3? We should at least put on Pilestri and maybe I don't know, Kwambala, just to get some fresh legs. Okay,
100%.
here's your task: go in on the field, run your socks off for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Dude, I just it's hard, guys. It's hard to sit here and try to see the positive. Like, and we always try to find something positive in each game and each performance. But you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, it is what it is on the score sheet. And I'm deeply disappointed we could have won this game. The fate was in the players and the manager's hands today. And you know, especially when you have the potential new owner sitting there and watching. I hope you got a good glimpse what you need to do, because currently we are, you know, we had this injury. Like, you know, we're talking about it. Manager's talking about, like, you know, the injuries coming back will be like a new signing. But at the back room, what they're doing is, you know, cutting us short, like, you know, thinning that squad. And so that's what I'm asking you. Do you think that they've kind of parked the season alone, like to just see it out? We're not going to make top 4, or
Now, Ten Hag hasn't written off the season. He's still doing his best. So I trust Ten Hag to try his best. It's not down tooling, but when it comes to the board level, the willingness to invest and how they see the season, and for them, I'm 100% sure it's a write-off. Because the Champions League fairy tale is over. We lost 70 million pounds or something like that.
money.
And yeah, it's ended. So now we are just trying to sell whatever we can to get in some money to survive. So we have at least a little war chest in the summer, so we can buy players for 100 to 150 millions. That's our plan at the moment. The only plan.
So, in your conclusion, survival football.
Yeah.
Mark
Don't you
Davis is
agree?
coming. Yeah, it is. It is. I'm just I'm more interested in what the VR room is saying. Like,
Yeah.
Mark Davis coming here. Big up Mickey. Was another poor performance again. Spurs played well and scraping a game, Mark. Listen, yeah, you remember when we went to Spurs and we played at the Hotspur Stadium as well? It was the same kind of performance where we looked like we were winning the game and they got the better hand of us. They were not that good, even at that game, and even at the
Mm.
return games. This was for me like a little bit of revenge. Show us, lay a glove on them, because basically they didn't have like Kulusevski, they didn't have Son. They obviously got back Mickey van der Ven. He did well, right? Romero was okay, but
Mm.
still we didn't have enough shots on target, right? Not enough shots on target, 2 shots on target, like on target. So big up, solid draw. What you're saying here. Nothing's changed. No style of play. Bruno invisible when needed. Shitford one moment. Draws rest of game. But we'll dine off the moment of the weeks. Everton Hag losing me. Martinez back is huge. You see, it's a little bit miss. I hear what you're saying, John Johnson. Never have. I feel kind of a little bit like the same. Like I'm kind of losing faith. I just want to see good football. I don't care who you play. Just play entertaining style of football. Even if we're not going to make top four, just entertain us for the remaining of 20, 22 games, whatever is left. Right. That's what I feel. Yeah, Onana, big up everyone. Tom as well. You can come in and have your save, my friend. But listen, Ginger Bish is here as well. I'm pretty content with the 2-2 draw. Not sure what fans are expecting from us, to be fair. If expectations don't match reality, then you just second delusions. True. Big up, man. And Chuanino is coming here. Surely the club has grown past during the dumb Rashford, who has not improved for 6 years. Must Garnacho be run up to the ground when he's knackered? We're the most wasteful team ever. Yeah. Timmy is here as well. What up, Timmy? What up, man? Kenny Fan TV is also here. Say, what? Where we switched off in the second half? Yes, we did. Footy Life, what you're saying here as well. Tom, what are you saying? 36% home team wants to control, dominate the games, and dreadful we're seeing these weeks and months now. That's that's just like embarrassing for me. If I invite you to my house, Jarvis, and you totally come here and dominate my house like you're the boss of my house. I mean, I'm just saying this is my house. Like, respect, you're the guest, right? But I'm allowing you to just go in and eat my cookies and finish everything that I have in my fridge, drink all your beer, burp, fart, and then leave, right? And this is kind of the way I feel. Like, it feels like a little bit like, shit, did they just do that to us? And I feel sorry for Peter Alien Tenno celebrating his 60th birthday. I feel sorry for all the travelers all the way from South Africa or whatever they traveled long miles to go and see the game and get disappointed. Like,
Yeah, but it was a good game,
it was
a
a
very
good game.
exciting game. It was end to end and chances in every direction and all of that. So you get your money's values for your money, and yeah. So I think in that sense, yeah, we were all sitting on the edge of the seat watching this game. So it was, in that case, it was a good game. But
Yeah.
I'm more of I like more control when it comes to football, and I believe football should be played on the ground and not in the air, and it's not always about being direct and running. So yeah, but it was a good game in a way. I like this comment from Edward Reed. If it's okay, I just want to
Yeah,
bring it
no, I
up.
just want to comment on Bayern. Like, we're carrying on with like, lost the game. Bayern, it's not that carrying on like we lost the game. It's never easy to you know to get your emotions straight after the game. Like, so we just debating like back and forward. My opinion will change probably tomorrow, and I'm sorry if I feel a little bit. I cannot be excited of the draw, like especially when I know that we needed to win. Like, the expectations on my end was to win today, like because I know how important this game is for the table for us to kick forward. But this is a little bit of a halfway slip, and you never know. Like, I like to be positive, but today I feel a little bit lukewarm, to be honest, and I do apologize if I feel a little bit down. But as a community, we have to come together and sort of have a balanced approach, my friend. So sorry about that.
Yeah. Before we bring in Tom and talk to him, I just want to address this comment from Edward Reed. This is actually a good comment. My observation today: Eriksen would be a better number 10 than Bruno. Eagle needs to be benched. Rashi isn't good enough. Casemiro should partner. Mainu and Martinez will help loads Scotty out. Yeah, you mentioned a lot of good points, but your first Eriksen as a number 10 rather than Bruno, I agree with that. And I've been talking about putting Eriksen because it will give more control, because it's more Hawaiian football, end-to-end football with Bruno. So yeah, good comment, Edward Reed. So big up, Tom. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, big up, guys. No worries.
How did you see the game?
Dreadful. I can't lie in saying what I saw. I saw a little bit of passion, a little bit of desire for, say, again, 20, 25 minutes, and then it just fell off. It falls flat, and I've said this before about this team. They can't hold a goal lead. They can't. No. You could send this team 2-3-0 up, and you wouldn't trust them. You wouldn't, against anybody. And the way that Spurs play, as much as people want to say it, that was the way that everybody got hoodwinked when they thought Erik ten Hag's coming to play that way. That was tonight what we should see week in, week out at Old Trafford, what we saw from Spurs. And it wasn't that. We've not had a game that's been like that in forever, guys. We haven't. It is literally what Jarvis says. The Erik ten Hag way of playing and the way that Anders plays is on the ground. You play it through the feet, not through heads. And at the end of the day, the way that Erik ten Hag sets these players out clearly is go direct, go long, switch it out wide and cut inside. And as soon as you can, as soon as if you're a defensive unit and you can figure that out, or as Spurs doing today, they know how to utilise the offside trap against teams. I could count 4 or 5 times that Rashford, Hojlund, Garnacho was all offside whenever they tried to make a run, because Spurs have mastered it. And if you don't know how to break the lines of playing against an offside trap, then you're going to struggle against Spurs, because that's all they're going to offer you. That's all they're going to let you do, counter-attack, because they leave the back door open. But that's the way that they play. They're explosive. But like I put the comment there, guys, and I'm not a stats guy, I'm not a tactics guy or anything like that. But 36% possession from a team that Erik ten Hag set out to say that he wants to dominate the ball and he wants to control games at Old Trafford is shocking. I don't care if it's against a Big Six team or if it's against a lower half team. And the table does not lie to you. We are, what is it now, 8 points behind top 4?
Yeah,
top
9.
Yeah, 8, 9. Top 4's done. It's done. Spurs will run away with it because Spurs will win more games in this season than we will. Villa, you could argue, will probably win more games. I think Villa only need to win maybe half of their home games and they'd be home and dry. Points resolute. So there's 2 of the places that we're going for. And Liverpool, Arsenal and Spurs and City will probably get 3 spots there. So you're going to lose out in a race to get the top 4. It's done, guys. And it's a shame that we have to sit there and say that. But
yeah, but then, I'm going to take 2 points what you said there. And that, the latter point, what you said is at least Spurs are reinforcement. They went to the January window early. They got okay, Timo Werner, okay, and then Dragosin and stuff. We haven't got one single player in. So that tells me that we just looked to close the shop over the end and just close out the season, right?
That's it, Mick. And they haven't got the money. They haven't necessarily got the money.
Which is heartbreaking as a fan.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking as a fan. They haven't necessarily even got the money to get rid of Erik ten Hag and then go out there and get a replacement that we would all be satisfied with.
They won't do it. They won't do it.
They won't do it.
No.
There you go.
And another thing, what you just woke me up to, what you said, we cannot hold on to the lead. And it's not the first time. If you just go back in memory lane and goes up all the way for Copenhagen, Galatasaray, and many other games where we've been up 3-1 up or whatever and just lost the game, or it's not the first time. And you're 100% right. So why is it so that we cannot hold on to a lead? I mean, again, coming out from the second half, you're up 2-1 and just totally again happens again. Within the first 5 minutes of a second half, we let it happen, right? Instead of being focused, concentrated, Is it the way it's been set up, or
Mm.
is it just mentality? We've been having these conversations over and over again, and that's why I'm saying I don't trust this team anymore. Like,
No.
because it's not team. The team is not, down tooling the manager. They're down tooling the fans.
Mm-hmm.
We have to
The-
sit here and debate against each other, like,
Yeah.
and of course
The-
we are hurt. I'm hurt. Like,
Mick,
and I want to.
Mick,
Yeah.
the table, sorry to cut you short, the table dictates where you are as a football club. And when you're 9 points off of top 4, and that is supposedly the aim for this season, if you took it from now to the end of the season, every United fan would say they just want top 4. They probably wouldn't suggest even an FA Cup or anything like that, because we'll get to a decent team like, say, you play Spurs or a City or somebody like that, and you'll get capitulated against.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of that Spurs, when they lose 4 or 5 players, can still play the same way, it's a miracle. And the one thing that I'm going to say, and I made the same comment before, injuries is when you have injuries in a team, the only thing that takes out of it is the quality. The identity stays the same with the same group of players. And we as a football club, and especially in this team, we don't have an identity at all. Spurs, they come to Old Trafford with Skip, Højbjerg and Bentancur, and they can control the game. 3 players who arguably, if they had a fully fit squad, probably 2 of them 3 wouldn't play.
Yeah.
So you can say it for what it is. They're not Ange's guys. They're not guys that Ange would want to go if he was in the Champions League final.
True.
If you look at it from that perspective, the one thing that Spurs lack of in that game is the quality in midfield. But the identity of the way that they want to play will always stay the same, from the goalkeeper to the centre forward. It's stick to the same identity and the same principle. This is the way that we play. I can't say Erik ten Hag has an identity that them players go out for from minute 1 to minute 90 and follow, because it's almost as if they get to 20, 25 minutes, they might be 1-0 up, but as soon as the opposition team score back against them, or they show a bit of resistance, they buckle. They do buckle. And from a longevity perspective, we've got youngsters in this team who, let's face facts, they've played like 5 or 6 games consistently. They look lethargic, they look knackered. I feel sorry for Kobe Mino. He's struggling to cover the ground, the blades of grass. I feel sorry for Garnacho. The kid's blowing out. He's completely burnt out. And we've seen this story before. Marcus Rashford 9 years ago, when we burnt him out as a youngster. I've seen this story with Anthony Martial. The guy can't even stay fit now. When he was a youngster and he came into United and he had all that talent. But as a club right now, it's just fragile. It's flat. And all I'm going to say for what it is, if Sir Jim Ratcliffe sat in that stadium as he did tonight, if you're sat in Old Trafford, that second half, you must look at that as an owner or as the future of this football club potentially, and think, Pinel, I've got a big job here. I need a lot of money, I need a lot of time, and I need to get these fans rallied up, because
I need to do it fast.
There is no motivation. There's no motivation in that team. It is flat. It's completely flat.
Hold that thought flat, because you mentioned the table. We are 32 points, and Arsenal still hasn't played the game on 40 points. So basically, technically speaking, it's 8 points. But if Arsenal wins, it's going to be.
This is what I mean, Mick, though. These teams are going to win more games from now to the end of the season than this Manchester United will. So we can already sit here and say they've got the top 4. And the only expectation in our club is to get Champions League football. That's the Glazers' expectation. And as soon as you don't do that, in the same way that Louis van Gaal did in that second season, he sort of fiddled the books, he struggled, but he got to the FA Cup, which ironically enough, we're still in at this point in time. He won it, which qualified him a European place at the time. But because he didn't make the Champions League, they still got rid of the guy. But you get rid of Erik ten Hag, as much as I'll sit here and say it, guys, I've said for weeks ago after Bournemouth, I would have got rid of this guy. And even though I can't sit here and say that there's a name out there that I would want, we don't have anything to fight for this season. And we're not seeing this guy trying to try things different or implement something new. That's the worry.
Yeah. I just want to say happy birthday, Peter Alien Tenno. Big up to you as well.
Yeah,
happy birthday, mate. And you went there to watch this too. You're probably sitting on the couch back home. So happy birthday to you, mate, as well. And you mentioned something like, And you summarize quite well how I feel. Everything around this club feels flat, with the new takeover not being agreed. Everything is so uncertain. The coaching staff, everything around Manchester United just feels flat at the moment. And all we needed today was a little bit of a spark, right? A little bit of a, when you're being flatline, you need that boom, boom, like, to kickstart your heart. And that's why I was a little bit disappointed to see this. Yeah, a little bit too, to be honest. So I'm not being negative. I'm just being sad, because it saddens me to see what this club has become, right? I always ask people, how does it feel to be a Manchester United fan in 2024? And people always say, flat. I don't know. I don't know what I feel anymore. So all we need is just a little bit of an inspiration. And who's going to save us? I don't know. Maybe we should just play it out game by game. But, I don't know. I feel a bit flat today, to be honest. Let's say 2-2, but big up for you guys for being my therapy session as well. Big up Tom as well, everyone that's coming in. Listen, guys, we got to catch up with the chat, or I don't know. But at the end of the day,
read some comments, man.
Yeah, Jarvis, can you read some comments? Can you put on your reading glasses, or are you blind?
Well, I'm not as blind as Ten Hag, but I can put on my glasses and try. I just want to show you guys something before I go to the comments, because I think this is really interesting.
Go ahead.
Here, give me 2 seconds. Here, share screen, and
take your time.
Here it is. This is the passing network of the two teams, if you guys can see it. Okay.
Yeah, bring it up.
This is very interesting. This is the passing network of the team. And if you see the formation that Spurs plays in, and everything goes through their central midfielder, Hojlund, who delivers the pass. And look at us. Look at how our structure is.
We've always been drawn to the left.
Yeah. But I find this is very typical, and this is things I address when it comes to our shape. We don't have a shape in the way we play, and that's a big problem, because we never take down the ball and play. We never get in the positions we want to get the ball going. It's always like we try to fix it in 1 or 2 passes. That's our
look
attack.
At the congestion. Look at the congestion on the left hand side, and look at the ball distribution there. Like, it's so tight. Jesus, this is a 9 opener. Thanks, Jared, for sharing.
Yeah,
if you look at Spurs, how they evenly distribute the ball, makes sense.
Yeah, so the passing network tells a lot about how we played and how Spurs played. So they have a much better structure than us. And this is Postecoglou, who's been there for 6 months.
Yeah,
6 months. Right. Well, look at it like this, guys. Pink, 6 months. Manchester United, 1.5 years. That's what both of them have put together.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't think that from the outside looking in.
No. People, what you're saying, guys? Sorry for happy birthday, Alien. What people are telling. Mark is here. Danny, Donny saying happy birthday. The Red G's what's saying 100% Mark. He wants 3 goals. I just trying to catch up the chat. Am I seeing anything that I haven't? The special one. What you're saying, special one, should have kept Ragnick as advisor. 100% agree with you, my friend. Ragnick is the one that I called that out, and Ragnick is the one that will take back in a heartbeat. Like, at least he saw what was going on. Listen, at the end of the day, like, I just want to add this to the stage. Maybe it's not worth it. It's not really. It's in development. This is our own website. We can go through it one by one. It's not completed. But I just want to go over in the rating system, like, this is our website about to be working on it, but at least we can go and say, like, one by one. So let us just go over the place. I don't have the luxury. I didn't have the time to add in the subs, just the starting 11. So how would you see Onana's, if you rate him from 1 to 10 in this game? Jarvis?
Well, I think he should have saved at least the second goal. it goes straight over his head. That's a typical, I would say, De Gea save to get his arm up and save
Yeah.
it. But Onana, he was covering his right corner instead of
Yeah.
covering the rest of the left of the
Yeah,
big
it's
goal.
like a handball goalkeeper, like, you know.
Yeah, so in a way, I'm not happy with Onana. I expect more from him. It should be better with his arms and hands. So I won't give Onana much from this game. Maybe a 4.
For you, Tom.
Yeah, I just said between a 4 and a 5 for exactly the same reasons that Chav just said.
Okay, I can see the chat is going there as well. I put a 5 there, so let's put a 5 on him then. So he's got, okay, we have 5.5 here. Wan-Bissaka, I think he was solid today. Actually, played on the left hand side, which was unusual, and I think he did a good role there on the left hand side.
Yeah, he did a
For
good
me-
job, but I think he dilly-dallies on the ball a little bit too much. But maybe it's because he's on the left side. He needs to use an extra touch to get it over on his right foot to get the pass. So, but I will also give him, I would say, a 7.
6, what people are saying. Reggie is giving 6. Mark N is giving 6. What's your score verdict, Tom? 6, 7?
I'd have given him about a 6. I
Yeah.
think he did. I think he did quite well defensively.
He
I
did
will say
6.
one thing though.
Yeah.
That referee was an absolute disgrace. He gave
He
him a
was.
yellow card for controlling and getting the ball.
Mm.
It's disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, people are saying 6. Mark Davis is saying 6. John Johnson 6 for Aaron. 6 for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. 9 defensively, but 3 out of 4 offensively. Yeah. That was your absolutely disgrace of a referee. 100%. That was never a yellow. He went for the ball. Rafael Varane, though, he had a little bit of a quiet game. 6, 5 for me. 6.
yeah, I just said about average.
6.
All right. 6. Johnny Evans. Ooh, today was not his best of games, Johnny. Not of lockout to you.
4 for me. He lost his man twice.
Yeah. 4.
Yeah, that's a little bit too harsh for me. I will give him a 5. I think he's
Great.
okay, but he didn't have a good game.
Okay. Jolly Mamin is saying 5. Mark Davis is saying 5. 5. We said 5, 3. Johnny Evans, terrible of 5. He wasn't that bad. He was 5. I mean, what we got to come to consensus. 5.
Yeah, see, Mark says he won most of the aerial duels, so I will give
Evans
him that.
5. Yeah, Evans was 5. What Lillis is also saying. So we give him a 5 then. Let's move on. Diego Dalot, positive for me, bombing forward. You can hear a sigh in the crowd, the way we were counterattacking. Like, you know, he instigated so many, like, you know, attacks going forward, but ended up with no end product. So Diego Dalot was kind of, I think he was really, really good today, like, you know, in his position. 6.5 for me, but I don't have 6.5, unfortunately. But people are saying 7, and Mark is saying 7. Donny B is saying 6. Gas Taylor is giving him a 4. 6.
I think he deserves better. His stats is he won 8 out of 8 ground duels against Timo Werner, and he won 100% of his aerial duels. His crosses was really bad, but he had 2 successful dribbles. So yeah, I would say he was one of our best players in my mind.
So.
I would give him a 7.
Yeah, I agree. 7. You, Tom?
Yeah, I'd agree. 7.
Lillis is saying Dalot is 7 as well. Put 7. Yeah, people agree. 7 is 7. Fantastic. Ericsson, a little bit mixed emotion today. Maybe we needed a little bit more of pressing in that first half, and Ericsson don't press. I understand what he was put on there. Average performance, according to my opinion, from Ericsson. Didn't see much of any distribution whatsoever. So I will give him a 5. 3 says Mark Davis. 4.
Yeah, he was invisible in a way. We didn't see Ericsson.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's hard to judge him at all because he was hardly on the ball.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying 3, 4.5, 3, 4. No, I agree. I started off to say, like, you know what? I didn't see him. It was not his
Probably
game
4.
today.
Yeah, probably 4.5, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, guys,
I don't
let
have
me
any.
let me just add on this though, right? This set piece coach that we have, an Eric Ramsey. It is honestly, it is shocking. He's been here 4 or 5 years. I've not seen in a lot of these years us beat the first man with a corner. Ericsson had a go. Fernandez had a go. We can't beat the first man, or it comes to nothing. And defensively from set pieces, we are susceptible from them. Let's face it. Porro, the amount of decent balls that he basically stuck on the penalty spot and it just waited to be hit for. It was like ping ball going in there. Honestly, I know it's not relevant to the player ratings, but I'd give him his P45. I really would.
Yeah, no, I don't have
shocking.
4.5. I don't have 4.5. I only have 4 or 5, so I put a 4 there. I just
Yeah.
don't think it was. I felt sorry for Kobe Mainoo today because, as what you said, we should just be careful of a youngster. Don't run and ragged to the ground. And he looked a little bit like, out of shape today. He was okay today, I think. More than, I mean, it was difficult for him to run the whole single pivot midfield by himself, right? I want to hear from you. I don't want to be harsh on the kid, but I think he was a 6 for me, 5.5, 6. Mainoo 6, what Reggie is saying. I can see, guys, get your scores in. Starting with Reggie saying here, Mainoo 6, 6.5, 7, 7. Mainoo was solid. Yeah. Guys, what do you reckon?
He had a 75% pass accuracy, 24 out of 32 passes. He won 2 out of his 3 dribbles, 67%. 1 accurate long ball out of 4, so 25%. And I would say ground duels, he won 50% of them, 3 out of 6, and aerial duels, 1 out of 2, 50%. So he was a little bit in the middle. So I wouldn't give him more than maximum 6, and I would almost go as far down as 5.
Yeah, 5, 6. Lillis was saying he was terrible today. Welcome to the stream, SPK. The circus known as Man United keeps on giving. Congratulations, Erik ten Hag, once again for showing how of a clown he really is. Let the team score against us. I would take Potter over this fool anyway. I wouldn't take Potter anyway. I wouldn't even let Potter come in here, to be honest. But big up for your opinion. So we go for a 6 for Kobe Mainoo. But I really appreciate your opinion, man. Every opinion is welcome. Again, Garnacho, again, huffed and puffed. We keep playing on the right. We know that his best position is on the left, but at least he went for it. At least he tried. For me, he didn't get his chances, but he offered something. So me, it's 6.
Oh, I don't know about that. Not with that graph that I saw, guys. I'm sorry. I saw the number 17 share, and it didn't cross the halfway line. I don't know. I don't know about a 6. Maybe 5, 5.5.
6, 6.5. We see the chat's going 6.5.
I've said what I've said about him anyway. We're burning the kid out. We're completely burning him out. He looks shattered.
All right, guys. I put the 6 on Jarvis.
Yeah, put a 6.
Captain Bruno.
Give him a 6. That's okay.
Yeah, Captain Bruno. If you are in the chat, just type, the name of the and the name Bruno 6 or Bruno, so I know which one you're scoring as well. Bruno 4. What people are saying here. What you guys are saying. 5 for Mark. Mark is saying 5. I mean, he did all right. He assisted well, but it wasn't really. I mean, I don't know.
His passing accuracy is 59%. I'm just saying, 59%. 20 out of 34 passes.
And when you consider what you consider what you said about Mainoo, where he had 75% as well, and that's an 18-year-old kid.
Bruno 6. Yeah. SPK saying we were a better team until the first 10 minutes, first seconds when Spurs scored. I don't know, 100%. Bruno 4, Bruno 3. I don't know, guys. You decide. Panel, you decide.
Well, for me, he's Bruno, so I would give him a 6 for running around, and he worked hard, so we got to count for something. So, but he's passing today, and it takes way too much chances with the ball, and he's wasteful on possession. So 5 or 6 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad that Sir Jim was in there to see this tross. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so it's a 6 then for Bruno. Yeah, has to be then. Rashford score a goal. Tried huffed and puffed. Still not there. Still one-dimensional, going right into trying to dribble and cut inside. Has to be like still best of Rashford's performance was today, I guess. If you be fair. Got subbed
Yeah.
up. I don't understand for 88 minutes. What would you sub him up for? Anthony Dos Santos didn't make any sense, guys. But anyway, guys, Rashi 5, Rashi 6. He scored a goal, so you got to give the kid a 6 at least.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I give him a 6 because he scored a goal. But overall,
Hojlund.
without the goal, I wouldn't give him more than 5.
I was really proud of Hojlund's performance. The kid tried at least in the second half. I mean, when he's the tricks and the flicks that he did. I mean, it's not easy to play the shadow striker. I think he had a good game today. He scored. He took his first goal. Brilliant in the second minute. He could have had another one. I think he was working his socks off today.
I just want to address one thing. When he scored the goal, he run to the corner flag and he did this with his hand. What is he trying to signalize?
Rashford
yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did like this. Was he addressing that people talked about his bad performance? Like
Rashford?
He was shutting them down because he scored one goal in his first goal at Old Trafford since April last year.
You mean Rashford?
Yeah, Rashford.
Oh yeah, yeah. He did that. This one, he did quack 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 stop quack quack quack. Yeah, this one. Or
if I had been on that pitch, I would have run out and slapped him over the head because that pissed me off. Because you can't do like this. If you have scored one goal, it's your first goal on Old Trafford since April, and he's on 300K a week. Jesus, what a cool.
What sign would you do to him then?
I don't want to show it on
Turn your camera off, Jarvis.
Come on. You got to take care of the family. You're gonna hey, up yours, eh? No, seriously, I saw that.
If you score one goal, first goal on Old Trafford, you're scoring in January and you haven't scored since April last year. It's shocking.
Or you do at least this like this shush, like
but he tells something about his attitude. He should just keep his head down.
All right, I want to hear your scores. I want to hear your scores for Rasmus Hojlund. I thought he was brilliant today. I thought the kid tried. It's not easy. 20 years of age. He worked his soft. If you look at it, he creates his own goal scoring opportunities. All the goals in Champions League also, the guy's starving for goals, right? So again, he's never supposed to be 20 years old and leading the line. The only center forward that we have at the moment. I thought he had a fantastic game. He tried. Second half, he challenged, the run that he did and the beautiful flick that he, passed Romero. I thought it was great. But still young, still lots of development. I wouldn't slate the kid. I probably, me personally, I give him a 7. That's me.
Yeah.
Tom, you go first.
Yeah, I'd give him a 7. I thought, with the goal itself, he still had the plays that he did. He knocked it to one side, and you can tell that he'd put his foot through the ball when it hits the roof of the net before it hits the back of the netting. That's how you know that it's a good goal. And especially even with the second one for Marcus's goal, the link-up play as well. We've said it before about a number 9. We haven't had that player to play into, and then one of our wide players to receive it back and then be able to put it in the corner. And Martial's not been able to do that in recent years and stuff, but I like it with Hojlund. And even against someone like Van der Ven, who Van der Ven's an absolute rapid Rolls Royce of a defender.
Oh, he is.
If I'm being completely honest, I think he's of a run of 20, 24, 25-year-old Raphael Varane. I think he's very similar skill set to him. And when he did the little flick to get by him, he got the yard ahead of him, albeit the cross came to nothing. But you can see with the kid, he's trying. It is something that you can get behind.
Yeah, right.
For me, 7. I think he was probably one of our better players on the field.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, 7. Vicky, good evening to you. How are you doing, Vicky? Guys, we're going to open. Vicky, if you want to come in and have your say as well. I know there's a lot of people there wanted to come in and have a say. We will post the link in the chat as well if you are willing to come in and say. So definitely we'll give Rasmus Hojlund a 7. Unfortunately, I don't have, so I can display the substitutes, but we have Scott McTominay that came in. We had Licha that came in, and then we had, if I remember, also Anthony Dos Santos. But we will save that. So I cannot score because this is under development. I just want to have it for graphical. Scott McTominay came in, and what would you score Scott McTominay at the end of the day? Quickly.
5.
5. Okay, decent. Came in. All right.
Yeah.
You did give a
5.
little bit of energy when it comes to dueling,
He
but
did.
you know, that header at the end of the game, I checked, it was 0.41 xg, that header, and it didn't even hit goal. So for me,
He didn't.
it's not good enough. So I give him a 5.
Oh, 5. Okay. Dos Santos 5 was in 88 minutes.
Average.
Yeah, average. And who else? Licha came in at the end. God, I miss Licha. What would you? 6.
Yeah, he progressed with the ball.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So we also have. Yeah.
On the positives, I would say I saw a little bit of link up between the Mainu and Licha. They were trying to play the ball on the ground, and they were actually trusting each other's technical ability and gave each other like semi-hard passes even when marked. But they have the ability to play the ball, and that's what I miss with this team. It's true ballers who actually know how to play the ball. So I liked what I saw from Licha and Mainu.
Cool. And finally, Ten Hag. This is the interesting one.
Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah, Tom.
Oh, I'm gonna be really critical. 3.
3.
And I could even drop it lower. He has no tactical awareness in game. His in-game management is shocking. I think we're starting to see the cracks of man management. Is shocking because the attitude of some of the players is disgraceful. Like you said, Jarvis, with the little hand gesture with the talking and everything with Marcus Rashford, like stuff like that is petulant. It really is petulant. You scored 1 goal since April. Shut your mouth, crack on, and play some football. And I don't want to see. And I don't want to see it, as I've said before, guys. Even as 3 years ago, as far back as even Ralph Rangnick, maybe even, we had one good game against Crystal Palace. 30 minutes against Crystal Palace, and then completely shut down for the rest of the game. Tonight, 20-25 minutes a game. But what can you say with Erik ten Hag, guys, that we haven't seen it in recent weeks? It's just consistent.
Yeah. Before we give Ten Hag, Ten Hag his voting, I want to understand, because I haven't even given the star for the man of a match, but I want to hear from you as well. Should we create a poll in the chat who your man of the match is? Who's the nomination? And in that case, I can have to go, and I don't know if Jarvis, if you can access to the poll, or Mark, producer Mark, if you can create a poll as well in the chat. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think was, in this case, the man of the match, or at least from United side of it? Or should we even do a poll? We just call it right here.
I can give my 3 nominees. That's Hojlund and Dallo and
Wan-Bissaka,
maybe Wan-Bissaka. Someone might say Rashford because he scored a goal, but yeah.
Okay,
Baba. Just put the, I guess with the chat and everything, just put your names in, and we'll see if we can agree upon it, or
you can keep talking. I see if I can create a poll, or if any one of you with admin stuff can create a poll. Let me just then just keep going with the discussion regarding Ten Hag and stuff, and I'll try to see what I can do here. Hang on.
What do you think, Jarvis? Anyway, you didn't give him a number.
Yeah, Erik ten Hag, I agree with everything you say. His in-game management is dreadful. His subs, I think it's predictable, and he doesn't have the ability to change up the game, and I see that as a big of a problem because I've seen it repetitive. It's like a pattern. It's always like this. So for me, I don't see him like a leader who can change the course. He's just there and taking up space and air in a way. So for me, I think he's I believe he's a dead man walking. I don't think he can change this around, and I think we will. Okay, I'm saying, and I'm standing by this, that he should get out the season, but we should evaluate him after the season. And I believe the evaluation is failed at the moment. I give him an F or a 3.
Okay, I think Mark has created a poll. Thank you, Mark, for doing so. Somebody created a poll. We have now going Rasmus Hojlund, Aloy, Kobe Mainu. That poll is now ongoing and running. So thank you for doing that, sir. Thank you. Okay, so guys, let us just then, in that case, quickly get your votes in the poll so we can understand who is your man of the match as well. Thank you, whoever did that. Was it you, Mark? Thank you so much in that case, and you will also come in to have your say. So, final say. What we're giving Ten Hag in this case.
I will give it a 3.
A 3. A 3. Respect. Okay, a 3. All right. So, guys, quickly, let's go in. And the VR.
What is VR room giving Ten Hag?
Right. Who is your man? I mean, if I ask you guys in the panel, who is your man of the match before we continue even watching what the VR room is saying?
I'd have said Rasmus for me.
Rasmus.
I would have said so.
Rasmus. Okay, I'll put the star for Rasmus. So the panel's man of the match is Rasmus Hojlund. And listen, let us go into the polling. Let's see what you guys are saying. Quickly. Let me just share that screen as well. No, hang on. I'm not going to share the screen. I'm just going to go straight into it and have a look what you guys have voted. And listen, so far, your man of ending the poll right now. Man of the match is exactly Rasmus Hojlund. This is the man of the match. Big up to you. Rasmus Hojlund was the man of the match, and that's about it. Anyway, thank you for coming in. Mark is here as well. Big up, Mark, as well. Thank you for creating that poll, man. Cheers. Oh, you are on mute as usual.
My bad. It was a tough one, guys. You know, I think the team could have done better for themselves. You know, I kind of slightly blame Onana a little bit more than some of the defenders for the goals conceded. I think he needs to do better. When a cross is in the 6-yard box, you need to come and take control. That's, for me, a basic rule for all goalkeepers. You know, but what can we say? You know, like, the team is not at their best right now. So it's like, you know, we're going to have ups and downs. We're going to have mistakes. Yeah, sure, we could say sack Ten Hag. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think the next manager coming in is going to have even more problems with the players that should have been sacked since Jose Mourinho. You know what I mean? So I'm like, we can weather the storm. And if he finishes top 5 or top 6 or top 4, that's still left up to be seen, because we could sit here and predict that other teams are going to win 10 games, but we could still win 10 games. You know what I mean? There's 70 games left.
The shocking revelation is this one, what Jarvis shared here. Like, you know, the way we are set up, the way we are shaped, it's kind of look a little bit, I don't know, like a madhouse. Like, you know, we're all drawn to the left and everything goes to the left center. So we need to be more on the pink side. And that is what I'm talking always about, the balance. We are like an unbalanced car. When you balance your wheels, at least, the car will steer straight. But if you have unbalanced wheel, it will just vibrate and shake and want to pull you to the left all the time, like, you know, pull you off the road. And this is exactly what we're seeing here, like, you know. So yeah, it is what it is. And you know, I hate to say it, we'll go again. We will go again, because we have play to the end of the season.
We have to go again. I mean, it's for me, I'll stick to the one point that this is still a rebuild, no matter what people think. And yeah, some other rebuilds might be looking like they're further along than ours in a shorter time, but everything has circumstances. And if we put context to everything, we already could see that we have like 2 arms tied behind our backs in this rebuild with the type of ownership model we had last season going into the season. So hopefully it improves.
Guys. Jarvis, do you want to open up for a few voices to come in and express themselves? It's up to you, my friend.
Yeah, sure. If people want to come in and have their say, it's okay. But remember, you have to be dressed and not
Don't
too much profanities online on air, and yeah, no, nothing else. So I will put in the link in the comments. You just hit the link, and we bring you on one and one.
I saw Vicky was here. I saw Mark Davis was here also requesting. So guys, if you want to come in, have your say, vent out your, come in 1-2 minutes, have a crack before we close the shop. Unfortunately, a 2-2, it's a point. The man of the match in this hour was Rasmus Hojlund. That we came to a conclusion. You know, Mark is still feeling optimistic of the season. He's a positive realist, I think. While we other ones are feeling.
Yo, what's up, Jarvis?
Big up. Big up.
I gotta stay positive. Someone has to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's okay. It's okay staying positive, but for me, it's starting to take a toll. All these losses, but I can accept losing games, but that's not the biggest problem for me. It's what I see how we progress as a team. We don't have a set structure. I don't see a type of style. I see just patterns. I don't see a full style of play. So for me, I'm not sure if it's the injuries or if it's Ten Hag or if it's a combination. So in a way, I hope that Ten Hag can fix this, and nothing is better than if Ten Hag can turn the ship around, but it's looking worse for every day that goes.
Okay, we have Mark Davis finally called in as well, and big up to you, Mark. How you doing?
Yeah, good evening. Not too bad, thanks.
Big up,
Not
Mark.
too bad, my friend. Yeah, how you feeling, mate?
I'm okay. Not too. How are you all doing? Okay.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think we had our day, man.
It's not too
We're about to
bad.
close the shop. Yeah. So what's on your mind, my friend? What's on your heart?
I watched the game today, and for the first 10 15 minutes were okay, and then the second half was poor.
Yeah, I agree with what you say, mate. I agree. So how do you feeling for the remaining of the season? Are you agreeing with what Mark is saying? Still positive, or do you still have doubts in your mind, or do you just
Um,
want to be entertained?
I don't think we'll finish in the top four. No, top 4 or 5. No way.
If we have one today, would there be a different tone from your side? Like if we have one, we still be connected with top 4. Would you see a different result, or do you still don't feel? Even if
Yeah. It would have. If we would have won today, I'd say the top four. Yeah, but after the result today, no, sorry.
Yeah. All right then. All right. So big up to you, my friend. Big up for coming, how you say as well. I don't know if there.
Especially about like Ten Hag. Do you think honestly that Ten Hag is going to lose his job?
I don't think he will. I don't think he will. They have to pay him out, and currently we seen the finances, my friend. We can't even go to the transfer market to have a loanee, so that's how the cash reserves are handled. So if they're gonna sack him, they have to pay, I don't know, 20, 25. Tom, how much do they have to pay out Ten Hag if you're still there, Tom?
Yeah, I'm still here. As far as I was aware, it'd be around 15 million. But then that's just Ten Hag. If you then get rid of Van der Gaag, McLaren, you have to pay them off individually because he didn't bring them in straight away. They all have a separate contract with United. That's how it works this time. Whereas with previous managers, with previous managers, it's been a case of you sack one of them, you sack all of them. And then you pay them a big compensation, like the Mourinho money. When people think £25 million went straight to Mourinho, it wasn't. It was 25 million to his whole team, and then they split it out individually. That's how it would work. But with Ten Hag, it's different. It's separate.
Okay. It's 15 million what Red G is saying here. So big up for Lord Voldemort coming late to this stage. Big up. Evening, chaps. Another day, another shite performance. It's like that.
Can I ask you guys? Did you if you watched the game today? Did you see all the fans not getting behind the team? That's weren't cheering or anything like that. Does that tell you that the United players not playing for the fans?
I think it have one positive we could take from the game that certainly was very positive for me. The fact that for the second goal, Rashford link up with Hojlund in our 1-2. And we haven't seen our front line, any players in the front line really link up well this season. And, I think if, Hojlund also scored his second goal in as many appearances since in the Premier League. So in the last 2 games he played. So it's one of those things where, he could be finding goal scoring form. Him and Rashford starting to link up well. You see, it could turn around. It could have an impact. Positive one.
Yeah. Well, that was a positive. I said that earlier as well. I mean, the link-up play, but we're still miles away. Our midfield is imbalanced. Again, I bring up what Jarvis was saying here, 100%. This illustrates everything that you need to know. Like if you compare Spurs to us, it is a revelation for me in my eyes. and we want to be exactly where the pink is, and we are so unbalanced, right? So non-existent midfield, according to my opinion, and we don't even feed the strikers. So it was kind of a little bit 1-2 today. That was great to see. Happy to see that we scored at least. But there were, as what Tom's saying, we can't hold on to a lead. We simply can't hold on to that lead, and we can't see the game through, and we can't. I mean, and that is the story. It's not the first time, Mark. So I just don't. Me personally, I'm happy with the points. Yes, I take a point. It's better than a loss, 100%. But where do we go from here? We go again.
Sack Onana and get a better shot stopper. I'm solving 90% of them goal problems.
Sack them all.
Sack Onana first, because he conceding all the goals that losing us games, mostly by himself.
Yeah.
As a goalkeeper, you expect him to save at the near post there. That's 100% his fault.
Yeah.
As a goalkeeper, you expect him to cover the box and be strong.
Yeah. Okay.
But...
I don't know. I don't have anything more to say. 2-2 is the name of the game. Hojlund was the man of the match according to our votes. Everyone is, sleep tight, I would say. I don't know what more to say. We go again, as per se. Wake up fresh tomorrow, think fresh, watch the game again. That's all we can do. But at least we didn't lose. And win, lose, draw, we're always here for you guys, providing a balanced opinion. I don't know. I have nothing more to say, Jarvis. And it's
I just want to I brought on some Ten Hag's comments after the game. He for example, said this one, Ten Hag on the midfield. I don't think you're lightweight when you put on Fernandes, Eriksen, and Mainu. I think we can be more calm, but also more to with the routines in the back four. Every time you have to change, there has been a big impact on our game. So he's addressing the injury problem and never to get the consistent starting 11. But he believes in this midfield, as he says. So you can agree or not. This is what Ten Hag is saying.
He has got nothing else to say. You just have to weather out the storm to the summer and go again in the summer. That's it. You can be fair to say.
Mark Davis, did you like the midfield trio that Ten Hag put out today, and did you think it worked?
No, I didn't like I like Mainu. He was good, but Eriksen, he didn't fit to the system. He could have played Casmarino next to
Yeah, okay, we got a little bit of background noise here. Yeah. Anyway, SPK saying in other terms, getting Manchester United are failing behind. So Jim Ratcliffe coming by in 25%. It make a difference. No, it won't. Time will tell. Into the Glazers are fully gone. Manchester United won't progress. That's it. Nail on the head. Glazers are still here, guys. But we cannot blame the Glazers at this point. It's all about, managers, the players collective, and letting the fans down in this instance. Guys, beautiful people, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. We hoped for a win, we got a draw, and we'll be here again very, very soon. Big up Mark Davis for coming and having you say.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers.
Have a fantastic rest of the week, Mark. Thank you for calling.
You guys all take care now.
You too, Mark Davis. Big up to you.
Yeah, you too, mate.
Yeah, and big up for Alien Tenno as well. Happy birthday again on the way home from this. Tom, any final words from you before we close the shop?
Yeah, it's absolutely dreadful. We only play 2 games this month, realistically, let's face it. And for people who said to me 2-3 weeks ago, let him have a couple of weeks to work with the players, now he's out of Europe. He doesn't have the Carabao Cup to contend with. We got boxed around by a club that should have been in administration in Wigan. You got the full McCoy in what we should have got with Tottenham Hotspur tonight, with the way that Spurs play. That's what everybody bought into and thought that we were getting. Control, discipline, patterns, shape. And all I can see, especially even from that chart and graph that you showed, Jarvis, we're getting the complete opposite. And in a year and a half, that's what he's mustered up in comparison to what Postecoglou has done. I don't want to hear the argument about injuries. Spurs have 4 or 5 key players out. Injuries change the quality in a team, not the identity. So if Erik ten Hag can't form some sort of a plan, then I just think it's concerning, especially for the rest of this season. But if you stick with a guy, you're going to build nothing. If you don't stick with a guy, you're going to build nothing. So what are we waiting for?
Yeah. Anyway.
True.
Listen, I just gonna quote one song with Genesis of Phil Collins. Oh, think twice. It's just another different day in paradise. It feels like this, guys. It's the same. We will get to paradise one day. We used to be great, but Manchester United 2024, ask yourself the question, how does it feel to be a Manchester United supporter at the moment? Only you know the answer. I know the answer. Jarvis knows the answer inside of him. Tom knows it. Everyone has a different opinion, you know. Maybe today we're not feeling so great. Maybe tomorrow we'll feel a little bit fresher. And big up Maria Steiner, big up everyone, big up all the legends that came in here. Lucky Singh, I can see you, Lord Voldemort, SPK for coming in here as well. Shout out to Neil Driscoll, all the legends, Lillis United as well. Eva Bosses is here. Big up to all of you legends. Who did we miss out? Red G as well, and everyone that came in and tuned in this therapy session. Big up for you, Mark, as well, for producing, for composing that. Paul as well for helping out, and Gas Taylor as well. We go again, gas, right?
Yeah. And tomorrow morning is Monday. I will have to see this game once more just to try to analyze it, and we will break it down to the fullest tomorrow night on Jarvis Corner. Hopefully Tom will come on, Stu as usual, and maybe Uncle Jimmy will drop by. I don't know if you two guys are around. But,
I will not
we'll
be
see.
around. I will not be around. It's too late
Remember
for me. But anyway,
tomorrow we'll try to go live around 9 o'clock.
I have one thing that illustrates Manchester United season so far. Are you ready? This is the classic. This is exactly how it feels, isn't it? Anyway, big up all of you. And please, you guys are going on Nuruddin's channel, right? If he's still well, right?
Yeah, he's going live in an hour, I believe.
So tune into that one.
So if you guys want to, do you see me? And I don't know, Tom, are you going there?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what do you want to say, Mark? Any final word? You're on mute.
You're on mute again.
If anyone is interested in checking out the AFCON game, Ghana is playing Cape Verde. Drex is streaming live on my channel on the watch along, so I could share the link, and you guys could probably just go in and say hi to Drex while he's streaming.
Everyone, thank you. Good night. Good night. Yeah. See you guys all tomorrow. Catch you till next time. Thank you. Thank you so much. We see you all again. Thank you for watching.
Big up, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Big up, everyone. Bye.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the social.